But tell me about Merle Dickerson and what the kind of mayor he was.
Okay, well, I mean, he was a promoter, more than anything. And I mean, Merle, I think one of his big disappointments when elections went from every year to 2 years to 3 years, he was never around for the 4 years. I think he loved the every year one because he'd get out and promote. He was always promoting. Always spoke to everybody. I mean, people would say, I was just in town visiting and I met the mayor. Mm-hmm. Like he was everywhere, and very friendly and very open, and I mean and very much a character. I think he was a good chairman, as I had said earlier, in the meetings, and people from around the province knew who he was. They knew, where North Bay was. They knew who the mayor of North Bay was, and I think it was, I mean, even the newspapers and everybody acknowledged that Merle Dickerson would put North Bay on the map.
So, if anybody deserves a statue, and I know they're talking about one for you.
Oh, well, we hope it's not a statue, that's for sure. Because we don't like statues. Because I think I've told you before, I always preach to the councils about, this is not a big deal here. You just work here quietly for the community, do the best you can, because they don't build statues to councillors or mayors, which is true. I mean, I guess the closest thing to a statue for a mayor is John Ferguson's tombstone out at Union Cemetery, where he's established as the founder of North Bay, which is absolutely true. But I know there's actually a little hydro substation at the end of Marshall Avenue that's actually the Merle Dickerson hydro substation. But I mean, who knows that? I mean, I don't even know if the plaque still exists or even whether the substation's been replaced. But I personally would like to see some acknowledgement. I mean, I know that he was a character, but so what? I mean, that's and the people of this city supported him for many years as the mayor, and then of course when amalgamation happened. The amalgamated city of North Bay in for 68 when it became the amalgamated city, Merle was the mayor. And over the years he'd get beat at on occasion, and then he would come back.
He was a developer as well, wasn't he?
Well, he built stuff, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of very interesting stories about Merle getting free power from hydro, and there's all sorts of interesting stories about him. But you can always dwell on the negatives, but I think you can take a look positively at just the very fact that he got elected so often has to mean something.
Yeah. You wouldn't compare him to Trump as a politician?
Oh no, he's a very different guy, and he wasn't a wealthy person either. I mean, he just, he never drove a fancy car. In fact, his car very often didn't look very great. And when they built City Hall, they wanted to have a spot there with, for the mayor right on the thing there. And Merle said, no, because he realized that people wouldn't, they'd say, how come the mayor gets a special spot? So he was always, very humble and and appreciating the ordinary guy's perspective, and that's what made him successful. Ordinary people liked him, and they knew he was a character. But I mean, was he? He didn't go to jail, for God's sakes. So like some people say, well, Merle did this and he did that. Well, guess what? Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's what we need to remember about anybody. I think we need to remember, the positive things.
It wasn't like he embezzled money or anything from the city?
No, I mean, let's face it, he had a reputation for being a little bit of a character, so I'm sure everybody was watching him carefully.
Yeah, no.